Hi guys, welcome back this week. It's an exciting day on our farm and I'm so glad I get to share it with you. Our pig is coming home and into the freezer, and I'm going to be showing you how much pork you actually get whenever you raise and harvest your own pig. And we've bought a food saver and we are going to wrap up all of our pork and show you what to do and what not to do whenever you are doing that. And I have a lot of peaches. So we are going to be canning all the peaches. I'm going to be making peach preserves and showing you how to do that. Canning is one of those things that if you don't do it properly, it's unsafe. But it's also so easy if you know how to do it. So I'm excited to show you how to do it so that you can do it for your family as well, and share that with you. I'm excited to get it all done, and I am just so glad you are here today.
Fly away to the sky, shining bright like a shine, dreaming high like the stars, dancing through with the cloud. And every day we search a meaning, every cloud has silver lining. As long as you are still breathing, don't waste your time, keep fighting. And even if you drift and fall, look down and still stand tall. Believe yourself and keep on running. Don't look back, stay dreaming.
So we have finished our morning chores. We have recently changed morning chores around here. So you saw Hannah doing her morning chore of the dishes, and I have sat down with my happy planner to write down all the things I need to do. I feel accomplished when I can check things off on a list. I'm big on lists. So I've made my list for the day, and you saw my male Great Pyrenees napping with his chickens. He's completely messed up my flower beds, but he keeps the chickens safe. He loves the chickens. He's doing his job, so we'll let it slide. And now I've heard Princess Elsa would like to serenade me, so I'm going to take you along with me. Okay, so this is our one pig wrapped up for the freezer. I am so excited that we finally got this. There are 18 packs of breakfast sausage, 2 packs of pork tenderloins, and 6 packs of pork chops. And we have 2 hams. And there are 4 packs of bacon. And 3 packs of neck bones. How many neck bones does a pig have? I don't know. And 6 pork roast. So that's pretty good. We're about to save it all for our freezer. Okay, so here is our brand new food saver. And here's some little instructions. Pull, detach. That's the little attachment piece. Okay, first let's get it unwrapped. Okay, and this is the food saver. It is the FM 5200 series that we are going to use. First, we're going to load the plastic into it. It just pulls through the bottom here. And then you unroll it. You click the little thing on the side, and it seals it, cuts it. And then you put your meat into it and push this little flap up here, and then push the metal piece on both sides. My husband's doing this, so I can talk about it. And we have put 2 breakfast sausages in this bag, and you just wait. It's going to vacuum all of the air out, and you wait until it stops, and then you push the seal button, and you wait until it seals, and that should be everything.
search a meaning. Every cloud has silver lining. As long as you are still breathing, it's your time. Keep fighting, and even if you drift and fall, look down my path, still stand tall. Believe yourself and keep on running. Don't look back, stay dreaming.
Okay, now we're gonna try to vacuum just one roll of breakfast sausage to see if that does it a little bit tighter. It did fine with the two, but I wonder if we were being a bit cheap trying to fit as much as we could into the plastic. So this seems to be doing better. I think we're going to end up just doing less at a time because, I mean, look at it. It's already looking like a tighter seal. So maybe that's something to keep in mind. Okay, now that all the air is out, we're going to push seal. And there you have it.
It's your time. Keep fighting, and even if you drift and fall, look down my path, still stand tall. Believe yourself and keep on running. Don't look back, stay dreaming. Stay a meaning. Every cloud has silver lining. As long as you are still.
Now, instead of using the roll of plastic, you can use the accessory attachment with these Ziploc bags it came with. You push the accessory button and then hold it on the little valve on the plastic bag, and it seals it that way. I think I like this a lot better. It's just really easy. Okay, guys, now that we have finished that, we are gonna start canning our peaches. I am gonna get the Bobbsey twins a good Play-Doh activity to keep their little hands busy while we do this. So let's walk over to the stove and I'm gonna show you all the tools you need to can.
It's called the two pepperoni, one wet sausage, two boiled egg, one pizza. I always make it. It's a little hard, but you can still make it.
Okay, so here is everything I'm going to be using today, minus the fruit that is sitting over here in a bowl. I have the Sure Gel pectin. I also have the Ball brand pectin. I'm going to use both today so I can see if I actually have a preference. So I'm going to do a little bit of a test with that this time. And I have white sugar. I also have some brand new jars. And I have the Ball preserving starter kit. The most important parts of this starter kit are the tongs that I'll be using and the trivet that goes in the bottom of your pot. Now remember, every time you can, you have to have brand new lids. That's part of the safety. You have to have that brand new rubber seal to go on there. You can reuse your jars and you can reuse your rings, but you have to have new lids. Okay, now I'm going to start sanitizing my jars by boiling them in my big pot. Ball now says in their new book that you don't have to do this step and you can just wash them with warm soapy water through your dishwasher on the sanitation wash and that's enough. But I just feel better doing this step. It's the way I've always done it. It's the way my grandma did it. So it's the way I'm going to do it. Now I am trying something new. I am going to boil the peaches and then put them in ice cold water to see if it makes the peeling process easy. Some people rave about this. I know that you do it with tomatoes and you do it with potatoes. It's called blanching. So we're going to see today if it works with peaches. So I guess it gives them a good wash if nothing else, right? So I'm going to take this hot peach and I'm going to put it in my sink that was full of ice. So it is now very, very cold, and see if I can just get this skin to slip off of this peach. Nope, didn't work at all. So I'm going to get out my peeler and I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way and peel these peaches.
I mean it. Every part has still for a lining. As long as you are still breathing, don't waste your time. Keep fighting, even if you drift and fall. Look down, look and still stand tall. Believe yourself and keep on.
Okay, now that we got some of our peaches chopped up, the recipe I'm using today says it needs 4 cups of chopped peaches. So I'm going to put 4 cups into my measuring cup, and we are going to start there. Okay, we are going to add these to our pot, and then we are going to add 2 tablespoons of lemon juice according to our recipe. It's very important to get the acidity right in these canning projects. Okay, now we need 6.5 cups of sugar. Don't have a heart attack, I know, but we are just gonna stick to grandma's old traditional recipe and not mess with it. Okay, now we're gonna dump in our peaches and our sugar, and we're gonna turn this on warm just to start getting it all mixed up and getting that sugar good and gushy. And now whenever this starts getting stirred up, it's going to develop a bit of a yellow film on top, which is the yucky stuff we're going to want to scrape off. They say if you put a little bit of butter in here, like a tablespoon or so, that it will reduce that yellow film. So we're going to put a little bit of butter in here, and butter never hurt anyone. It's going on toast and biscuit, so that'll be yummy. So we're going to do that as well. Now, somebody on the internet said you can use a potato masher, and I'm trying it. No, no potato masher. We are going to get out my hand mixer, and we are going to blend this. Now, this is so much easier. Do this. Now, just so you know, they say peach preserves, which is kind of what I was going for today, is a little bit chunkier, and jam is a little bit smoother. So maybe mine technically is a little bit more jam-like. I don't know. I'm going to leave a few chunks in there, but not too many. See that yellow film starting to develop on top? We are just going to spoon that out. Not only will it look bad in your jars, they say that that's the bacteria. I don't know. I've never really Googled the truth on that, but you know what? It looks yucky to me, so we're just going to scrape it off so we have a beautiful orange color jam to put into our jars. After I do this step, I go ahead and add in my pectin. Some people say you can do it right at the beginning. Some people like to do it towards the end. I don't know. I do it after I scrape off the yucky stuff. So we're going to get that mixed in really well. You want to get your fruit to a pretty good boil, and when it reaches a good boil, you want to keep stirring it so you don't scorch anything. The boil is important to helping everything set and getting that nice, jammy texture that you're looking for. So get it hot and keep it hot for a few minutes. Okay, now I'm going to get this solution into my Pyrex container, and I am going to pour it into my jars about 1 inch from the top. Here's my funnel from my ball starter kit. You want to make sure you leave a good enough air gap at the top that you get that really good tight seal. And then in a second, I am going to take my paper towel, and I am going to wipe around the rims and get it really clean. I'm going to dip it in my boiling water. You can also use vinegar, but it's a very important step. Don't skip it. And then I am going to drop the clean lids on and finger tight the rings on, and then drop them in my hot water, and I'm going to can to my elevation, which is 10 minutes in rolling boiling water. Look, this one has popped and this one hasn't. Okay guys, we finished the peaches and they taste so yummy. I'm really excited about what I accomplished there, but now my house is messy because my kids have had fun while I've been canning. So we're gonna do a quick tidy before we get ready for bed and end our day. I think I'm gonna start tidying the bookshelves because that's just what I want to do. So we're gonna go tidy the bookshelves, give the house a sweep and a tidy before I put the children in bed. And I think this sums up just how much fun my children have had while I was canning.
Fly away in the sky.
Okay, my kids are in bed. We've read the storybooks that I picked out on the couch, and I'm feeling super motivated. So I got out the strawberries we had, and we're going to make some strawberry jam too. Okay, same concept. We need our sugar. We need our berries. We're going to mix them together with some butter in the pot. We're going to blend them with our hand mixer, and then we're going to get them to a rolling boil. We're going to dump in 1 box of Sure Gel and get it all stirred together good and hot. There's that rolling boil. Look, I skimmed off all of the yucky stuff. It's pink for strawberries. Look at that. Now they're dark and red. Okay, while the strawberries are going, why don't we just can some navel oranges too? Why not? I have a bunch of them. My kids have eaten all they can, and they're going to go off soon. So let's just can some for our rainy day. First thing we're going to do, we are going to get all of this skin off. So I'm going to use my little peeler and go all the way around. And then I am just going to start taking the skin off. Because they're navel oranges, it's a bit harder. If you have something like mandarin oranges, it's going to be much easier. Because you know how mandarins are. They just peel so simple. So this is going to take a little bit more work. Okay, now that we have off all of the peel, we have to get this white stuff, the pith, off. So the more, the better for canning. So we want to try to get off as much of that white stuff as we possibly can before we can these oranges. Okay, I think we've gotten off all of the pith, and we are going to get this stuff out of the middle here. Again, with a mandarin, this would be so easy. But I'm just going to take my orange peeler, and I'm just going to punch it out. I'm using 32-ounce jars. It's going to take 4 or 5 oranges to fill up that jar. I am also going to use a 64-ounce jar, but technically you're not supposed to use those. Ball or the scientific experts do not recommend that you use a 64-ounce jar for canning because it's never been proven safe to seal. Because I don't know why, maybe because it doesn't fit in pots, because it's too big, and you're not supposed to put jars on their side because bacteria can creep under the lid and not create that perfect seal. However, I wanted to do my own little scientific experiment, so I did it with a 64-ounce jar, and I did tilt it to its side very just lightly, and it's sealed. It's sealed perfectly. So I'm just going to watch it and see if that seal pops up. After you can your things, you do take the ring off after 24 hours. You let the jar sit there for 24 hours and seal really good and tight. And then you take your ring off so that if that seal were to ever let loose, you would know it. You don't want to create a false seal by keeping the ring on. So that's something important to do. You never want to stack your jars 2 jars high either, for the same reason. You don't want to create a false seal. So anyways, my 64-ounce jar did well, and here is all of my strawberry jam. I've been doing it while I peeled oranges, going back and forth. It's been doing well. Now, whenever you can your oranges, you want to create a simple syrup to can them in. You can them in water. However, over time, the water will wash out the flavor of your oranges. So in order to maintain that orangey flavor, you do want to add a simple syrup. You can put as much or as little sugar in this as you would like. I've actually went very light on the sugar. You can put much more. I didn't want to put too much, but I did want to preserve the flavor of the oranges. So you'll just boil that water, let it all get blended in, and nothing special. You just want to make sure all that sugar is good and dissolved, and then we will use our funnel and we will pour it over our oranges and get these canned. The same rules apply here. Whenever you're pouring your simple syrup over your oranges, you want to leave about 1 inch headspace to leave that little bit of an air gap so that they can seal properly. It's just completely necessary. So don't fill it all the way to the top. It will not work. And then after we are finished filling these to the top, we are going to do the same thing with the paper towel. We are going to dip it in my hot water over there and wipe those rims really good. Like I said before, you can use vinegar as well, but I just use the hot water and then I dry it really good and just extra make sure that that seal is going to seal perfectly.
And everything we search a meaning, every plot has silver lining. As long as you are still breathing, don't waste your time, keep fighting. Even if you drift and fall, with the mud that still stands on.
Okay, now after I have those all clean and dried, I'm gonna dip my tops into that hot water. You don't have to do this. I just like that little extra bit of sterilization. And then just put on your rings to finger tight. Don't make them super tight, just finger tight. Okay, now I'm going to get my tongs and I'm going to put them into the hot water. And notice where I'm gripping these with my tongs. I'm gripping them underneath that little glass rim. I'm not pulling on that seal at all. I am underneath the rings, just that glass right there. You'll want to do that whenever you take them out as well. That's very important not to tug on those seals. Okay, I've dropped down 3. That's what I can fit right now. I really need a bigger pot or a bigger trivet at the bottom, one or the other. The water is still too cool right now, so I'm going to give that a minute to warm up. I'm going to put the lid on it, and when this starts to be a rolling boil, that's when I'm going to start my timer. And I am going to let it go for 10 minutes according to my elevation. You can Google that and find your elevation. So now it's boiling, and I'm going to let that go for 10 minutes. Okay, it's been 10 minutes. I am going to take these out and let them sit here for 24 hours untouched. And now's the fun part. You get to listen for the little pops, and you can count them if you want, or you can visually see them when they go down most of the time as well. But tomorrow we'll remove those rings. Okay guys, it is the next day and everything has sealed and I am so pleased. I hope you have learned something along the way. This morning for breakfast, I have whipped up some creme de la fraiche and some biscuits, and we are eating our jam with it, and my children love it, which makes my heart happy. So I am so pleased. Thank you again for coming along with me today and sharing my journey with me. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really blesses me. Thank you again, and until next week, bye.